coming in, but can Pristini win the 2?
No.
He does. That's 3 straight.
He's trying to get out of there. He challenged and he wins it.
Behind a classic. Trying to line him up. Trying to line him up in the final.
Looking to find a few more, but Gunless absolutely rips his way through the 3 of them.
249, 249, Seattle won!
Really dangerous.
Seattle's inside. 249, 249, Seattle won!
Make some noise for the Seattle Surge.
What's going on, Seattle Surge? It has been a minute. I missed you guys. It's RLaw. What is good, guys? Today we have a game and a half for you. We got the Seattle Surge versus the LA Thieves. All right, guys, let's talk about it for a second. We got a roster change yet again, okay? You guys saw it. We still obviously have Gunless, Octane, and we've got Pristini the Houdini. All right, let's talk about those 3. I don't want to go into the 4th player yet. We're going to leave that as a little mystery. Obviously, if you guys are here, you know who that is. But let's talk about the 3 that we have kept so far on this roster, okay? We've gotten a solid performance out of all of them at different times. That's my standalone opinion. You guys have your own. That's obviously okay. But if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it really. Personally, Pristini, you are absolutely a slayer. But I think, honestly, the inconsistency probably comes down to a team-wide performance because all of you guys decide to show up at different times, and that's okay. It is, but we need you guys to work together. And I think, obviously, Octane, the AR skill presented from you has been really great lately. I feel like you haven't gotten a lot of on-screen performance time. I feel like most of your kills and slays happen off-camera. That's good and all. I really wish they'd highlight you as a player. I think, personally, you are one of my favorite in the league, but I want to see what we can get from you in terms of team-wise. I think there's been a miscommunication or a lack in that lately, and that's something we really need to address. Pristini, you're the Houdini, but right now I feel like you're kind of hitting me with a disappearing act. I really don't see the performance that I saw when I first came on, and I think that you know that. I think you're trying to address that, and I'm really hoping that you give it your all and you come back from that. I think right now the team's just down in this little rut. It's not impossible to get out. I really think that we can get out of it, and I'm hoping we do. And I think that Gunless knows that too. Gunless, the icy hot warlord. I call you this time and time again, and I'm going to continue to call it forever. You start off really icy, but when you are on fire, you are one of the most ablaze players I have seen. You were signed as an AR, if I'm correct, but I have seen some of the top performances in the league's performance from you. Out of everybody, out of all the players combined, you have absolutely dominated with a submachine gun. I have seen plays from you that I could not imagine were possible from you, from other players. I just didn't expect it. You have a checkmate play that I will never forget about where you decimated, let's take a teammate's former name, decimated the entire opposing roster, and that's what I live for. I love that. All right, now number 4, the new teammate, Classic. All right, I'm really hoping you come in and keep a level head. I need you to be the loony that they had before and just slay. That's the only thing I think we slot for, having a 4th slayer just contribute to the kills. And I think if you come in and you fill that loony role perfectly and you hit these kills and you contribute and the whole team comes together, I think that's how we absolutely slaughter this, and the LA Thieves do not stand a chance against us. Guys, we have new rosters on both sides, okay? Thieves obviously benched a player. They've got a new one on the roster. We benched a player. We went through a different player, and now we're on Classic. And this 4-man roster, I have a lot of confidence in, okay? Let's talk about the keys to the game. Guys, ready? Ready for this? I have 3 of them. 3 important ones. Forget about stage 3, all right? In stage 4, stage 3 was absolutely a train wreck. I can't really even sit here and pretend it wasn't. Might be one of the worst stages we've ever had as a team. But I think we can come out a lot better. I don't really think we can perform any worse than we did last season. So let's just approach stage 4 completely fresh and just a whole fresh outlook on this and take it over, right? This is our stage to bounce back on. Christina needs to return to form. This is what I was talking about, all right? I feel like you're doing a magic trick. I think you banished on me, Houdini. I don't like it. I need you. The team needs you. The Seattle Surge needs you. You need to come back and show up, and I need you to get the kills and play how you play, okay? Christina the Houdini, you don't need to vanish. You need the enemy team to vanish, all right? You need to absolutely slaughter them, leave nothing in your path, all right? You are all that matters. Consistency needed from the ARs. This is what I was talking about. Gunless, icy hot. Got the sexy shot and everything, but I feel like you've been killing a lot more with that AK. I need to see those ARs. I need you and Octane to absolutely lay down the fire. I know you can, all right? Burn the enemy. Light that match. Get this going, okay? We can't be slow anymore. I need hot from the start. All right, you see the transition I'm building up? Hot's better. No one likes the slow start, all right? You need to hit me with that energy from the gate. Guys, predictions in the chat. All right, predictions. I've been really bad at this lately. I'm kind of scared to give one. I feel like I've had a lot of confidence in the Surge bouncing back and obviously just dominating everything that stands in their wake, but I'm getting nervous. I feel like my predictions might be jinxing this team just a little bit, I'm not too sure, but if we want to talk about it, I think we're going to go the distance in this one. I'm going to say a 3-2 gameplay. I think Classic's going to contribute really well to Control, and I think Search. I haven't gotten to see too much of his performance, but I want to say I'm going to leave Hardpoint really into the hands of, I'm going to leave it in the hands of Gunless. I want to put that faith in him. I'm really, 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 really confident that Gunless is going to show up today and do everything we expected of him. And I'm hoping Preston shows up in Search and Destroy. That's the only real outlook that I'm hoping and relying on. If you give me that, I'm thinking 3-2 in favor of Seattle Surge. I really don't think the Thieves are going to come out on top. I think that we have a lot to turn around and prove at this point, and we can't really afford to be slacking or playing these games. We absolutely need to show up. Guys, don't forget, our players are probably some of the hottest you've seen in the league as well, okay? If you want to look as good as they do, you got the shop.seattlesurge.gg, and you can get just as good looking as they are. We got the hoodies. We have everything. What do we got? We got those new champion. Yeah, there's a very new champion lineup coming out soon, too. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet. I got a little sneak peek of it. I think we got a second ad we can hit you with. Ooh, the champion lineup. Guys, you better believe as soon as it drops, I'm copping that. All right, guys, if we're going through predictions, 3-2, I'm thinking we take this Hardpoint 250 to 219, Search and Destroy 6-3, and Control. I'm going to leave that one a mystery because honestly, I'm scared for that. I'm very nervous for it. But guys, I'll see you guys in the halftime. Guys, remember, Seattle Surge on top, drown them out. You want to look as good as our players, shop.seattlesurge.gg, and you can look as good as they do too, guys. I'm RLaw, and I will see you guys later.
3. He's got to get back. And like I said, it's desperation time. Right out of the gates, they have to play with high intensity.
And for Rustini, he's had, think of the wide range of duos when you think of play styles at the other sub. Because we know how important that is. How we talked about it with the seam going to, with Hydra. I mean, he's had what? He's had a BZ, he's had Scump, he's had Looney. Now with Classic, I mean, they're so drastically different when it comes to play styles. He's got to adapt, though, put up numbers.
100%. I mean, similar to with Looney, I think Classic's that guy should set him up for success.
You would think so. Now let's look at the game field keys to victory for the LA Thieves. Joe.
I want to see a motivated TJ. Listen, it's a quick trip to the bench, but it's a wake-up call. And there was a reason, by the way, he went to the bench. Stage 3, look at these stats. They were not good, especially in Hardpoint and Search and Destroy. Back to the old system, a lot of their success relied on Draza and Kenny. You have to see higher performances from those two today and take advantage of Seattle's weak control. Thieves, that was their best game mode in stage 3 at 6-2. Again, 0-6 in control for Seattle throughout that stage.
Yeah, part of me wonders with TJ if I don't know if this is the case exactly, but I don't know. Was he maybe a guy that didn't think he could get dropped or benched? Like, he's had so much success in the past. He's won tournaments. I know he's been up and down at times, but you got to think this has to be a wake-up call of some kind. It has to be.
It was. I mean, I think immediately after that, I saw him playing in 8s almost every single night. Still, I think that is a big focus for me. For the LA Thieves, you know, we just thought with Hook that they had a star in the subs and they were lacking. When you look at the teams at the top, their sub power is very strong. They were doing a little bit differently. So we'll see now, can TJ and Venom maybe step it up a level?
Now, you talked about the respawn stats for Surge, but one map where they've been solid has been our map 1 Apocalypse. They're 3-2 on that. You know, you and I were talking about it. Maps like that or Garrison Control, why is it that they find success there?
Well, I think you have Gunless, who can be one of the true flexes in our league. He can run that third 74U, right? We have like the Priest of Rocker, and I think a map like Apocalypse lets him do that if they want to play around that style. He's a guy that can take over with any weapon.
It just feels like if they're going to get this win, this is the map they need to take. With how poor the respawn's been, and could it improve a lot with Classic? Absolutely, but this is one of your stronger respawns. You need to come in and take it. But on the other side of it, we don't know if Thieves are going to mesh immediately like they did before. How do you think that? It was a weird situation. Like, they were starting to click, right? They were looking so good. The change happens. Do you think they get right back to it?
I mean, it may take some time. There might have been some changes just for the couple of weeks that they were playing with Hook, but I mean, it wasn't that long, so their system should still be there with TJ.
You would hope so, right? You would hope so. Well, we'll see how they get started off against one of Surge's better maps here in Apocalypse. Starting on the strong side will be Thieves. And Surge will desperately try to break and get through, but Classic, before he can even get across, just going to get peeled, and it's a nice opening from Thieves.
And well, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see Gunless run that third 74U. We'll see what Kenny and Draza decide to do if they're going to match it. We've also seen some success with double Krigs. But LA Thieves off the start, a nice start, getting some early time. You see Draza, number 7. He's making sure nobody overextends towards that long side to try to flip those spawns, but all the pressure going to be on Venom right now. Seattle Surge is trying to get some match control.
Yeah, and Venom has been, you know, we were worried about him when he first joined the team. He was with lowest KD in the league for quite some time, and then he really turned it around when the change came through. He's been impressive as a player and excited to see what he's going to do now that they have this core back together again. But for pressure on the other side of it, Rustini, when he's been good, he's been great. Can he find that form again? And the guy you talked about that has the ability to pop off here, Gunless, on your screen for a moment, but Draza does not care. That is 3 down. Draza finds all the kills, and they're going to be set up early as he got eyes on mid-map and helping funnel them all through that front push.
Yeah, I mean, you see the map control. They're going to funnel them, as you said, right there. But they're going to pinch this. Seattle Surge may spawn all the way in the back deep. Okay, so they're still going to spawn safe. TJ's going to be back there. But Draza is just roaming the map. Look at this map control from LA Thieves. This is ridiculous. You have 2 players around the chicken coop right now. Kenny and Draza just roaming. They are slaying. You're already, what, 25 seconds left. Seattle Surge, they're thinking about rotating already.
Yeah, they're going to need to. I mean, we've seen the flip come in early on the first hard point. We've seen it get broken, but Thieves were on the strong side, and they took advantage of that. I mean, absolutely. They're going to come out to a nice, healthy lead, but this is where Surge, that was probably as like controlled as we've seen it, right? Like there was never a moment of, I don't know, any kind of panic or worried through those first two?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can get a player all the way towards the back. Ruins who may try to, get those spawns in. Sometimes you even have a contest with some trades through the front, but no, nothing like that. That was beautiful by LA Thieves.
Yeah, just super, super clean. Surge, it's time to answer, and Octane trying to get it done. He's on 4 in a row now. This is the point where you really start to get quick progression towards those streaks. His teammate Classic. Well, how often have we seen that POV? Octane looking over Classic as he's playing in front of him.
Yeah, those two. A lot of history. Again, Octane looking for those streaks, but does get cut down. But much needed hill out of Seattle Surge. Slow down LA Thieves because they were running all over the map. Only down 30 seconds now. Draza trying to get some map control. Seattle Surge with 10 seconds left. Their eyes going to be on that next hill. And the one following is Octane going to get set up on this hurdle. You have Classic, who's going to have all the pressure towards the back, and this looks like a pinch setup. But Brissini, he's going to find that first kill. The other players from LA Thieves going to try and go through that chicken coop, but so far so good. Seattle Surge, this has been a great response.
Yeah, this has been beautiful. They're right back into the game. Now the pressure on Thieves to get the break. The hot start has come to a halt. Let's go to an Astro listen-in with Thieves.
Front,
You're right,
front,
Pristine.
front, Pristine.
I'll get.
Sam might be close streak, bro. Sam might be close streak.
Hey.
We can just go front. Left.
Hey.
I'll
What do you think, Coop?
on the top E5 challenge. They can be pushed out low left.
Yeah, Coop.
Come low left. I'm looking in coop.
Hey.
Go left.
Ellie,
In coop. Pressing. Back coop. One shot.
I'm telling you.
He could be still
I
inside.
did it. Let's go.
Alright,
Let's go.
Yo, help me,
Still
yeah.
back coop. Somebody pressing.
Time dead. I'm one
Alright,
shot.
shit.
One more time.
I'm
One
absolutely
more
good.
challenge.
Out of the back.
One shot.
He's top. He went up top.
I'm top.
Hey.
He's top.
You do it. Back up.
Alright, help.
Send it.
I saw close.
Just one on half over.
Yeah.
I hear you.
You'll be in the back.
I'm
I
holding
can
you.
help you. I'm top
I
E5.
hit my dark.
I can help you in the back if you need it.
I'm pushed out Ellie.
Back maps, Carlos. In top maps.
Flash one elbow. Fake flash.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna kill
Trying to
Finn.
kill.
Dark
Pristine dead. One down.
I'm
Shoulder. Trying shoulder.
Might be one somewhere. He could be two.
Oh, so.
I have to.
I got a push
I
on.
don't see any top DT. Sam, what's up top
I have
DT?
the push.
He's gonna spawn off. He's late. Okay, I should spawn him back.
He's gonna be.
I spawned out deep.
Yeah, B5 Pierce.
He's still top TV.
Still top TV smash.
Top TV.
Yeah.
He's from front.
Yeah, one at a time. I spawned top back.
Time. Weak.
I'm picking right last one.
Oh, spawn kill.
Left side, left team.
Not challenge. Yeah, I can help you left. Sam, go
picking
dark.
up
I got one.
Yeah.
I try to find this low.
Yo, close.
Close. Absolute close, Prestini.
I get right.
Take on hold. One shot. Okay, right. And then.
Nice.
More gunners.
It might be
No,
just one
that's
zone.
one.
Yeah.
And Octane, I think.
Yeah.
It's AR there.
I'm top TVs, bro. I'm top TVs. They can be mid. I'm mid. I'm top TVs.
I'm playing Coop.
On the top E5. That may be hitting you out left.
Yeah.
I got one low. Another one low. Two more low. Two more low.
Out of low cross right now.
Hit it.
He crossed top TVs. Top
Yeah,
TVs.
but-
Top
Low
TVs.
two. Low.
Top TVs. Nick.
Nothing getting right. I'm about to give it
Low
up.
Heli. From F, one shot. And what's Heli too?
I you help in a second?
Yeah.
Honestly, I love Heli.
He went.
He's from F.
Yeah, I
From
get
F.
right.
From Matt. Two of them.
I'll stand for
Hey.
match. They didn't
Yeah,
tell me.
you're right.
From
In
Matt.
middle leader.
That's one up.
In match, top TVs, bro. Top.
Two on F. In the back.
Okay.
Alright. I'm looking low right.
Yeah, I'm gonna confirm with you.
Okay.
Yo,
Yeah,
Look at the 10.
I'm top TV.
Well, wow, how the conversation has changed. Where was about Thieves' perfection through the first 2 hard points? Now they're only in this game because of those first 2. Everything else has been Surge. They're working on getting the flip now, but a much better job at the opening hard point.
Yeah, and I mean, there was a key moment in that. Listen, that 5th hill, LA Thieves, they were able to break through and they had the spawns. But Seattle Surge, they found a couple of kills. That opened things up. That opens the lead up. Now you have Pristini on 6 in a row, and what a game we're getting from him. 18-8. But LA Thieves do have hill control right now. Classic, though, on the pinch. Able to find Kenny. This is going to be a 4 versus 2 on the hill. Seattle Surge, they should be able to trade this one out, and they do. And yeah, since those first 2, it's been all Surge.
Yeah, this is like a 160-30 run, something like that, right? Because it was, it was about 70-20 around there, I think, after second.
Yeah,
and
I think
since
only around
then,
80.
Surge. And, well, you're getting eyes on why. Well, this is their pick, and this has been probably their best hard point at 3-2, considering the respawn woes. Unbelievable. It's just crazy how much it's flipped. Since we were gassing Thieves' opening.
Well, Thieves able to break on in there. I mean, they can do the same thing, just has to start right now. Only 48 more points needed. Kenny's on a 5 spree. Did Pristini end up earning some streaks? TJ's able to find some more kills. I'm not 100% sure if he did. That would obviously slow things down.
I don't know if he got it either.
But we'll see if Kenny can find some of his own. I have this set up right now, and no streaks on Pristini. So you don't have those streaks. Venom, last one alive, but he'll control over to Seattle Surge.
What kind of play can he make? Well, he gets one before he drops. Might get a call out in, and then his teammates will get there in transition. But now, yeah, you like you said, you have to do exactly what was done to you. Can they do it? As the ARs are heating up, you got 20 and 15 out of Draza, 18 and 15 out of Kenny.
And to me, these next 2 hills are kind of where Seattle Surge has to put it away. Because with LA Thieves controlling the spawns right now, I don't think you're going to try and flip the spawns 40 seconds away. They're going to try and hit this head on time and time again. And then you're going to go over to that statue hill up next, and they're going to try and do the same thing. We'll see if they play for spawns for P5, but so far it's just been straight on going through it. But LA Thieves, they're just going to rotate on over.
What's interesting is you talked about this map being one you'll pull out the 3rd sub and why Gunless is so good here. Draza has had the sub out, and he's leading all subs on Thieves. So seems to be pretty comfortable here, or maybe just the position he plays with it. He's been doing well, but will it be enough?
Staying alive so far. They're trading well they were up until that point, and now Octane with that 2-piece. By the way, 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the hill. A man has just stayed in the hill. This is like prime Octane right now. Everyone's slaying around him. He's just in his power position on the objective.
Dude, that's all I could think about when I saw Classic in front of him. Like, dude, I commentated that for like 5 years. It felt like just Slacked or Classic in front of him as they're flying around and he's shooting everybody over their shoulder. Like, I'm sure there's some sense of comfortability there, but man, what a run it was. After going down big on the weak side start, Surge dominate from that point forward and take our first map. Impressive stuff, and it's a long series, but there have been a lot of good things to feel good for Surge this year. A nice look so far with Classic in the lineup.
Yeah, 100%, but I think the key here is Pristini. When they were at their best in stage 2, and it really felt like they were getting going, it was behind this guy. I know that's a lot of pressure to put on a man, but it's just the way he plays, the pressure that he can put on the map. And now you have someone like Classic on the team who can keep up with him, play at that same pace, and even be the guy like, hey, I'm just going to go in first. Just follow me up.
Well, that's what we've kind of wondered. We have this conversation all the time with different teams, but like, I don't know, what would be the best for Pristini? Is it him sort of being the bait with a slower, player like Scump or someone finding the kills? Would it help to have a Beezy who might play faster than him? Would it help to have a high IQ player like Looney next to him? In Classic, maybe you're right. Like, they're just going to be, holding hands, flying around the map. The pacing might work out really well for them. It's going to be interesting to watch that develop over the coming month.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times what would end up happening is we know the type of player that Looney likes to be is you take a look at that scoreboard. He can be the guy that say, hey, I'm going to take a long route, try to flip spawns. He's going to try to make the high IQ play. So who does then that put the pressure on is like a Gunless and Pristini to have to play at a really high pace. Maybe this helps them out. So far, so good for Seattle Surge.
Yeah, it's one map. We don't have all the answers yet, but so far, so good. We'll see if they can continue over the course of this stage, over the course of this series. But nice start. It is a Seattle Surge map 1 win. They're trying to break the longest losing streak we have in the league currently on 7 losses in a row. Can they get the W today? The story continues after this quick break.
Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie. stop it. They can't stop the kids. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. Shake the numbers, I'm running it up. I got plenty bands, I'm thumbing it, yeah. Do what you can, you can try, you can't stop it. OC dub, way up like a rocket. Acting up.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Unlock a CDL team pack with any purchase on gamefuel.com/CDL while supplies last. Offer ends on August 31st. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Welcome back to the broadcast. If you joined us during the break or maybe hopped in late, it is a Surge victory, a nice comeback. Down early and then just dominant. That pushes them out to 4-2 on Apocalypse. So that's great, but you start to wonder if you have that same conversation you do with them in Control. You know, they've got one good Control, they've got like one solid Hardpoint. They got to find others.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, for LA Thieves, you're in a position where you're trying to expand that map pool. They're not really too worried about being top 8 right now. They've been in an okay spot. But we've been talking about TJ versus Hook. Let's take a look at their comparison so far on LA Thieves. What with Hook? I mean, nothing really that different. I mean, the Search and Destroy was better, but you see TJ just under a 1 in basically everything.
Listen, we can't dive into exactly what's going on, but like it was clear, you know, Hook in stage 1 was insane, right? Like he was a monster. Since then, he has not been that player. And I think a lot of us hope that he would get back to that form. You know, maybe a change of setting with the Thieves team, he would find that. But no, it seems there's a deeper issue there, and he's not going to come in and be that guy. There's no point to have him in the lineup when you had a team that was playing well. So TJ slots right back in, and yeah, I just think you really bank on what we were discussing. And I can't stress enough importance in this. This was really, truly just a bit of a wake-up call for TJ. And I think in the past, we had talked about a TJ or a Dashi when they were with Optic. We talked to Teep a lot that there was a complacency thing, or even like a bit of laziness, or showing up late to practice. Like there were things that were happening. I remember the pissed off Teep. Does this sort of smack him in the face and get him rolling?
I mean, you would hope so, but Map 1 didn't show that. And you kind of had the same issue Map 1 that they had, where Venom and TJ just, I mean, they underperformed as submachine guns. You said it, Draza was their leading sub in that game 1. They get out slayed. LA Thieves, they lose. But that was Seattle's map pick. Now we go to standoff, search, and destroy. And man, I love this map.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting to be back. You know, I didn't get involved in the casting thing until kind of late in Black Ops 2, but yeah, I mean, from the get-go, when Rambo Ray was taking me through the basics to teach me stuff, like, it's one of the first maps we played, and it's incredible. One of the greatest all time. Obviously, whoa, Octane, bye.
Yeah, Venom, I mean, he just finds a one-on-one, slides on and smokes him. So now you have the post plant, but look at TJ's position as well through the back alley. You have 2 players middle of the map. Draws is able to take him down, but I think TJ's going to secure this round himself. He does, and that was a beautiful, quick round. But, you know, they find, that Seattle Surge is playing around the middle of the map in Courtyard, and this is that opener. I mean, he just slides behind the bomb and smokes Octane.
Yeah, that, yeah, you just lose him for a second, pops up, and you are gone. Nice opening kill. So when you watch the matches that we've had so far this week here, I know the first day both teams played it, or both matchups had it. What stood out to you? Like, what was a bit different versus when you played it years ago?
I think, I just remember always playing from inside of A on defense. We would, kind of 2-2 set up it. Right now, there's, as you can see early in this round, there is a lot more mid-map control in this brown building in the middle of the map, and sort of allowing the plants to come in and just retaking at A. Just players know how to adapt, and they're trapping them. And a lot of it in Black Ops 2 was around the sniper play, but Gunless with some nice shots, and now into that 1v1.
That timing, did Venom spot him? I think he saw him. He hit the edge right as he turned. The timing could not be more atrocious or Gunless. That was, he had to have hit that the instant he looked away.
Oh, gosh. He hits those headshots, but yeah, some bad timing on the Venom. I think we played a lot more defense around A because you couldn't allow bombs to go down, because there was these angles that snipers would have from top green, from the offensive spawn, from top bakery. You just couldn't allow that. Now without snipers on the map, it changes a little bit. Planning A, you can get trapped into it.
Interesting. Okay, well, thank you for the breakdown, and we'll see how it develops over the course of this year. But I kind of like that it plays a little different. It's nice to have like a map you love back in it, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same. As draws a nice little angle through the statue. Rips one for the opening kill.
Yeah, that was not.
that wasn't a thing.
That wasn't a thing. I'm sure they'll probably close that gap sooner or later.
Was he alive when you were playing this? I don't even know.
Well, I'm not that old. Come on now.
Well, Venom, he's still on this streak. Some kills could be massive. There's 5 in a row. What a start here from Venom. Not the greatest map one statistically, and just little jump spots to keep Pristini honest. He's at the statue, and there's Venom. He gets the kill, pushes out to 6-0. They're looking good here on standoff.
No, I mean, the last couple of days, you know, I'm sure they're practicing it. You know, it comes in the map rotation. You're playing it in scrims. You have an idea how it's going to play. But then a couple of match days go in, right, Thursday and Friday, and they're just kind of seeing, is it the same looks? You know, what can we change? What's been working for teams? And they can probably adapt off of that. But LA Thieves, it really feels like as soon as this map came into the rotation, they wanted it into their bag. And so far, it's looking good.
What else do they have in the bag of tricks? Well, Surge, they went down early in map 1 and came back, but much different conversation here. It would help to get a first blood. So far, Wadraza, he's got 2 out of 3. One through the statue and one where he smoked Octane. He's been key for them in openers.
This is kind of more a traditional sort of that 2-2 split. You have one player watching back alley. Inside of Deli, you have another player. And planning that B bomb is pretty difficult. And then you have these 2 players inside of A trying to work the angles. Seattle Surge just slowly working up the map right now. Gunless trying to find a pick. And Venom is getting that information. So he has an idea that Classic is there. But Pristini was sneaking on up. Now you have TJ and Venom ready for this push.
Another first blood for Thieves. Venom will drop. Not going to be streaks there. Trades all over the place. Puts this into a 2 versus 2. Bomb has been picked up by Pristini. They have just under 30 seconds. It looks like they're going to track this over to A right as you push through if you're Thieves. And this looks like it should be a 2-on-2 retake. Well, not anymore. Nice shots from Octane. Big 1-on-1 win. Draws in through the trade. Draws has been the hero early in the round. Can he do it late? Only 7 seconds to go. Octane looking for the gunfight, and he takes it. A 1-on-1 win for Octane. He gets both of the final kills, and they're just straight up wins. The one on Kenny, impressive as well.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised with the time on the clock that Draws is even looking for this. I'm surprised. You don't want to maybe move past the tank because he could still be in A looking for the gunfight if you try to back up to that boxes, but maybe if he just prones there at that tank, kind of confuses Octane on where he went, he probably wins that round, but his shoulder's a little too wide. Octane able to clutch it out.
No, good point. I mean, you don't even have to take the fight there, right?
Yeah, time is on your side.
Well, top and bottom brown control for Thieves. Classic. They line up right in front of them. Both will drop. Nice play from Nicky D to give the 3-2 edge over to Surge. And that's going to be bombed down back alley. And, well, if you take a look at the minimap, that does not look good for Thieves.
No, and look at Octane's position. He has the wrap back, so you're going to have to push through the middle of the street, and they will. You still have some time to work with. You can work some picks. It's a very tight setup. You see, with Gunless, all he's doing is shouldering up top Grandma's house right now. Kenny's going to wrap on back.
Okay, that's the opener. Puts into a 2 versus 2. But they are still just holding that bomb position. They've got to work together. They've got to work together quickly to get this back and get going. I think Draza gets eyes on both. The call-out should come in to Kenny. Classic, though, he's lurking. And that'll be the ace for a Classic. The 2 to open the round, the 2 to close it out. Big win for Surge.
Yeah, Draza, I think if he's watching that left angle back alley, he probably gets the shot onto Gunless. But then, yeah, the mantle wall, I mean, you have to mantle it. It's not easy to do, and you can get some horrible timings.
Those were just like 2 freebies for Classic, right? Like the first 2 he like shot in the side as they were looking the wrong way. The final 2, one jumps over his head right in front of the other, standing there looking at the other teammate. I mean, great play. Just, yeah, they lined up in both scenarios for him. And they don't have the same 2-2 split. There's an opening for Surge to fly right through, but it's another first blood for Draza. That puts him to 3 through 6 rounds.
Boy, Kenny gets caught. I mean, I thought they were going to trap them through, but Kenny was watching a different angle. They don't know that they're already inside of A. They found one, but Bristini just flies. He just takes the risk. And with that risk, you see his position. Now they're trying to work the flight, but Octane with an elbow to the face of TJ leaves Venom in a 1-on-3.
Oh, he's trying to send him back to the bench for that one. Lays him out. 3 in a row for Surge now. And from Top Bakery, shot on point, the melee on point. Ah! Oh, he was so weak.
And I just think that's on Pristini, man. I mean, it's a risk, but they're down a man, and he just goes. Kenny's thinking nobody's just going to run through to the defensive spawn. Nobody would do that. That's silly. But Pristini's like, yeah, I don't really care. And he ends up catching him. If Kenny's holding that angle, it's a free kill for Kenny. It's a 4-on-2. It's a lot different of a story.
And I guess in a way, kind of like the map 1, right? Like, great opening for Thieves, then all Surge. But once Surge got rolling, Thieves could not answer back. And they do it now. In the S&D, as Draza has been the first blood king so far, as he's just finding angles all over the place.
Yeah, my man's got some spots.
I don't think that one works.
If Venom has streaks, he's got an artillery. That's going to connect onto 2.
I thought he died before he got it.
He had that.
I thought he died before he got it.
I didn't think he had it. Yeah,
no, because he got to 6-0. I just didn't realize he grabbed him. Well, that's a much different conversation and one way to bounce back into it. Your artillery getting 2 kills.
Yeah, and they just happen to 3-stack the A site, which is wide open. They can't run away from that. He was probably smiling. Yeah, he saw that. He's like, well, okay, there's 3 there. Calls him in. And that's a way to win a round with a streak.
I apologize to our observers if you showed that to us and we missed it.
Yeah, I wish there was just like, I don't know.
There at all times,
popped in front of you. Yeah, popped in front of your face a little bit more.
Draza out of the mix. Octane again, lovely at range, but Kenny, Venom, TJ all bring it back. 4 down very quickly.
That's what I mean. I mean, you're just playing some of these rounds with pace. I mean, Kenny just takes this 1-on-1. Octane's looking at a different angle. He spots Classic as well on this hay bale. Classic's worried about the middle of the map because he gets so aggressive and his teammate falls at tank. And they just take it to him.
Well, yeah, as soon as Octane falls, like, he's screwed. Like,
yeah, some of those peaks outside of A, like, that's when you would just have a sniper staring down your throat, right? So, yeah, they're taking those gunfights.
That doesn't sound enjoyable.
No, it's not. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Especially when it was Karma's.
Another first blood for Draza. Venom slides on in. Working the plant, not going to happen. He'll get traded out, but suddenly it's all on Sam LaRue. Can he go big? The beam has been on point, but he's got to clutch up to keep them in this map too. Both are there. The double chow will pay off. And it was, what, 3 in a row for Thieves, 3 in a row for Surge, and 3 in a row for Thieves again. Draza's impact early in the rounds was incredible. And, well, getting streaks on Venom, that was helpful as well.
I mean, that was just straight up, like, that reminded me a couple of times when we watched Express when it was added to the rotation. It just felt like there was a couple of teams who may have done a little bit more work on their breakoffs and how they wanted to do their pushes. That was fast from the LA Thieves. The way they took mid-map control away from the Seattle Surge. They were ready for the trades at all times. They knew the positions that they had to be in. It was a great standoff from the Los Angeles Thieves.
Well, so far, the Timo weekly drop game is paying off. We were tied up 1-1. An excellent hardpoint rebound from Surge, and while they bring it back in the S&D if you are Thieves. Some brilliant individual plays and group effort across the board. We're tied up, and well, as you look forward to a control, Joe, that's where it's been very difficult. I mean, I think it's Raid. It's 0-7 for Surge.
Yeah, it's one they played over and over again. But quickly, the scoreboard, and big deal here. I mean, TJ and Venom were the two pace setters here, right? 18 and 8 from that duo. The sub duo who struggled in map 1 really brought it there in map 2. So you'd love to see that. But yeah, as you said, control Raid, I mean, 0-7. But what you don't want to play LA Thieves on Checkmate. LA Thieves is saying, well, we don't want to play them on Garrison. It's their only solid map. So we're going to Raid. And Seattle Surge, can they figure it out this time?
Well, maybe it'll be different. Just to remember, you can text 313131 below. This is the Timo Weekly Drop game as we'll continue on and see if Classic maybe helps them there. We haven't seen them play. I mean, all we saw was their best hardpoint, right? We don't know what's going to look like across the rest of the respawns. Do you think there's I know there's a growing period or a honeymoon period, but it takes a little bit of time to develop. Do you think just because the experience Classic has with these guys in the past that happens a little bit faster?
I just think it's because he's Nicky D. I just kind of feel like that's just the way he is, man. He just kind of dude, he really is just like that teammate. It's just the guy that he'll do whatever he's got to do. He's just going to go ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at our U.S. Army tactical play now. We're going to check out one of the rounds from the Search and Destroy. Venom was making plays early. Draza finding the first bloods. And yeah, this is the one where you think Octane maybe has a freebie, and then little slide, little pop. And he is.
Just the start of this round, how quickly they committed to that. They knew that this could potentially be a setup. A lot of defensive teams going for mid-map control. He takes the one-on-one at A. TJ hits back alley as soon as that happens. Nice from the LA Thieves.
Beautiful stuff. And yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some experience from past standoff that'll help. But at the same time, it's going to be a new learning experience. They're going to find some stuff that works now that maybe didn't. And it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out over the course of this stage. But Thieves, they bounce back. They get the S&D win. Draza on your screen, finding those first bloods. We're tied up 1-1. We'll be back after the break.
Did you guys just see the performance that I just saw? All right, it may be 1-1, but that seemed like an entirely different team than I have seen from the Seattle Surge yet. Okay, guys, that was absolutely an incredible performance. All right, let's break it down into 4 parts. If we take that first game and we break it down into 4 parts, we saw part 1. All right, absolutely terrifying. I think we were down at least 60 points. And I was petrified. At one point, I really thought that was a wrap right there. I thought that we were going to continue this losing streak that we were on. And I was nervous. I was shaking in my shoes, did not know what was about to happen. I was pulling my hair out and I could not believe it. All right, I really thought that we were about to have this absolute downfall performance and we weren't going to show up. But Classic ended up becoming, I want to say, from what I saw, he looked like he was the team bait in a sense, because he really did play the entry role perfectly to the point where he pushed in, found out where everyone was, and it seemed like every single time Octane would get a follow-up kill, and Pristini the Houdini showed his magic off today and got double kill after double kill after double kill. That part 2 was absolutely amazing. I don't think the casters sitting there going through the entire match knew what to even say, okay? That performance took a total 180, flipped the entire tide of the game, and then we got to part 3, and we got a little shaky, all right? I got nervous again. I was getting a little scared. We saw Pristini went down, Classic pushed out, and Octane was up, and he was standing on top of a barrel and holding an angle that I didn't think was the smartest angle, but it bought time for Classic to respawn and come in and hit us with the clean, and it worked out perfectly. We ended up taking that game 1, almost looked like it was meant for us, okay? The rotations, they were waterfalling in on us, but we were drowning them out. It works perfectly. We were absolutely slaughtering every different push they hit us with and holding sights, okay? Our rotations, our spawns, everything that we had been slacking was perfect that game. It seemed like we were a totally different team. Problem is, we go to game 2 of Search and Destroy, which is our hot zone. It's our fire. We're supposed to be good at Search. And I just think there was a lot of underperformance that happened in that game. And that's okay because it's 1-1 right now. We're not out of this. We have a great performance ahead of us. I'm still thinking we're hot. I'm hoping this little timeout that happens in between doesn't give you guys off momentum. I really think that this is a gameplay. This is the gameplay we've been lacking. I think that the performance today is going to be absolutely the turnaround we needed. I'm hoping it is. It has to be. Okay, that game 1 performance was beautiful. Make that game 3. Make it game 4 and end it there, right? Make this a 3-1 in favor of Seattle Surge. Send the Thieves home right now. First game of stage 4 for them, I believe, if I'm correct. And let's just shut this out right now, guys. These new rosters bashing up against each other, they don't know what's happening. They're not ready for this. This was a whole new Seattle Surge performance you guys have not seen. We violated the respawns. Guys, I'm thinking control goes in favor of us. The Seattle Surge got this. I think it's going to end up being a 3-1 instead of a 3-2. Guys, while looking to our players do, remember, you can get hoodies, t-shirts, merch, and more. Seattle Surge, shop.seattlesurge.gg, and you can look as good as our players do. Guys, I'm RLaw, and I'll see you guys in the game.
That thing.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. I think we just heard that a player, unfortunately, had an issue getting into this game. We're going to restart the lobby. We'll get back into it as quickly as we can. But yeah, I obviously those rosters were different because you had, it was the Slack Classic Octane trio that were a part of most of those teams, so the respawns would be insane. They're winning like 90% of those and just, couldn't find the success in Surge. Yeah, maybe with Rustini and Gunless, it's a different story. But guys, we're going to take a quick break as we get all the players back into the lobby and ready to go. As soon as we can get into game, we'll be back with you. Just a minute. All right, we're right back to it. Quick fix. Players are getting ready to get into the server. I hoped it wouldn't be long, and it wasn't. So, no extended break. We're ready to get back into the action series, tied up 1-1. And, well, I think we're excited to see how this team for Thieves is going to look with TJ back in the lineup. And for Surge, I guess, yeah, you're 0-7 on raid control. Does Classic or some new mindset maybe help the team here and they can find their first win? Because they're looking at what they're on an 0-7 stretch in raid control, 0-7 as far as series go. Like they're trying to break these streaks, and you could knock out a couple of them over the course of this best of 5.
I mean, they did not win one in stage 3. They were 0-6 in control throughout that stage. They didn't win one. So this has to be a focal point of focus for them.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Well, they need to win. Yeah, they're last place in points. So, yeah, they need to win.
Yeah, no, desperately.
That's important.
You would think maybe just a little added fire there, considering their position. We'll get right to it. And Venom and TJ going to find nice openers. And right onto the A capture point we go. 3 down instantly for Surge. And now you got to hope this doesn't snowball a bit. Sometimes you lose it like that so cleanly, it turns into a mess very, very fast.
And that can be where it goes wrong, is inside a kitchen. But that's a nice 2 kills by Pristini. Now that you can think about maybe retaking A and putting the pressure on the spawn of LA Thieves. But it looks like you're going to have Classic go all the way around. Kenny off the spawn was trying to pick that one up, but he gets taken down. 2 ticks of progress done. Middle of the map, though, still controlled by LA Thieves. What does that mean? That means as soon as they get done with A, they can quickly transition over to B, but Gunless makes sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think, like you said, Pristini getting 2 and then Gunless there, like, it's going to make it, I don't know, so that they have a much better chance. Like, it could have been far uglier, right? Now they've got to hold. They've got to hold for a long time still. 2 go down for either team, and Kenny and TJ still trying to work their way up the Tiki, but Octane wants no part of it. Hard to spot in the water, but he's able to hit.
Nice shots. They're just trying to get into their positions, get into that defensive setup. See the position that Pristini was going for all the way up water side, but they can't control the middle of the map right now. So, again, you're looking at a player to try to slow down this push. Octane's going to be that guy, and now he's on 5 in a row. Thinking about some streaks on a map like Raid, that would be awesome, but he gets caught.
He slows it down, though, right? He staggers it for a moment, but it will be apartment side control back over to Thieves. So step 1 done, as they'll start to build this from courtyard and out towards Tiki. 3 are going to drop. 1 player left is Draza, who's all the way out back Tiki. So that's going to split the focus for a moment here. He's just ripping people out of spots. Great play from Draza. The fact he is still alive, but it was, in a way, kind of a 1v4. Everyone else was coming off spawn.
I mean, we've had a couple of plays. Defensively, you know, it's been Octane, it's been Gunless who have slowed down those sort of, you know, push or setups and the pushes that have been coming in from LA Thieves. Now, right there from Draza, you finally had mid-courtyard control. You were about to get into your setup, but that doesn't happen due to Draza's play. Now you look, you have a minute left, but look at the lives. It's been so crazy in the middle of the map. All the trading, it's never gotten to a point where it's slowed down like we normally see. So it's 8 versus 6.
Well, yeah, that, and it's not like there's been a lot of contest on this point where the clock has stopped, right? Like, it's been moving. It's just been fight after fight after fight. You've got no respawns remaining if you are Surge. Every life. That much more valuable. But the point is moving, and they've got to go. Gunless with the opener. Gunless and Octane able to take down 3. Last guy's going to be top apartment. They're able to hold on. It's going to be a 2 versus 4 now. They get a 4 versus 1. They get the final kill as he just gets obliterated. Wow.
Oh, Kenny hits the nade, and he knows where the last player is in challenges. You saw him smiling right there. He slowed it down for a minute to allow his teammates to come off spawn in the 2v4. You know, you don't want things to get ugly. The nade connects, but I think he just kind of knows. In a 1v4, he said, you know, I'm challenging this guy, and he guns him to secure the round. Nice play out of Kenny.
Well, he'll take a 3 streak now into round 2. But it always feels good to open up a control with an offensive round win. Oh, what does the break look like from Surge? They're sitting 3 towards B, and 1's just holding for the mid push. A hold I thought was going to pay off, but Brasini's going to drop. Can they find any progress? 2 for Gunless. The timing as he swaps.
Oh, you have the timing right there. Octane slides through. He has 2 lined up, but now this is a problem. You are in a tough position. They at least have arc control. But because you go for that B push and it doesn't work out, you had nobody on A. The clock does not stop. And look at this, TJ going on a flank. Maybe to shut the push down. You still have 1 player alive with him. That's going to be Draza. TJ just trying to find the angles. They just don't know where he's been at so far, right? They're still trying to call him out. Where is TJ? Where's TJ? You see Octane and Gunless looking for him. Gunless, I think he's figured it out. He does find him.
So I know it's not maybe the most important thing, but how much stock do you just put into the opening break, like the opening moments of the game?
A map like this, a lot. It just feels like, I mean, we've seen it. Defensively, especially, you can just get put into that spawn trap.
I'm just curious because that's back-to-back rounds where it's a great opener from Thieves. I just wonder with Seattle's losing streak here, I'd be curious to know, like, I guess how many of those they've lost, like the opening moments, right? Just my own curiosity.
Well, now you're into a spot where, okay, right, that opener doesn't work. They couldn't get A. LA Thieves take it back. There's only 10 seconds left in this round. They're forced to go to B. Look at the map positioning from LA Thieves. You have Draza outside of Art. This forces them to go water side. And, well, when you're going to that side, it can be pretty darn tough to capture this point.
Well, A is close to be getting done. They're about to get the first bit of progress here at B. They could pull this out. Draza's flank, though, could be a dagger if he gets in position and finds some freebies, and that's exactly what he'll do. They line up the triple from Draza, and that is going to close out the round. A fantastic opening, a great flank from Draza, 2-0 Thieves.
Yeah, and I mean, he really took his time. He was taking his time. I'm actually surprised there's not a call out for someone to pick this up. I mean, Octane, he's just kind of in that corner. They're expecting the retake. They just don't know when it's going to happen, and he took a long route, man. I mean, he was really taking his time, not getting caught. Nobody looks up top. And what, the two players at mid-stairs are Pristine and Classic, and they have a 74U, so they're just outclassed at that moment.
Well, this 13-6 for Draza could turn into some streaks. Right onto the point he goes. Maybe not as convincing of a break. They went like, what, 4 for 1? I think in the last couple of rounds, that was like a 2 for 1.
Convincing.
But you want it. Yeah, you want it 100%. Maybe not as clean as the others, but yeah, they've dominated the early moments, and they're already halfway to capturing A.
And they're not fully committing. They're kind of just sort of playing around the kills. So you're going to have a chance here for Seattle Surge, but that's kind of the kill there. Pristine gets that, then you can go for it. But as you said, streaks now on Draza. He was getting the objective work done. They're going to leave one player on A. It's secured. And again, the middle of the map is not secured by Surge quite yet, so they cannot get into that default setup. Now we're finally going to be there. This is what we didn't see in round 1. Because at this moment, right, things slow down for LA Thieves. They don't have a lot of map control. Right, we saw throughout round 1, it was just so much trading. But now they have to take their time, take it step by step.
And yeah, I feel like you just have to.
Okay.
Well, I'm not even going to finish what I was going to say. Okay, never mind. I was going to say you really have to delay this first push to kind of get past that. Okay, all right, never mind. Maybe they're doing it. Because you want to, I guess, make them invest streaks earlier, or the longer you can hold till they get to that point where they can actually use the streaks. If you keep them pinned back like this, it can be difficult to find a chance to do it. I thought after the 2 kills from Thieves, it wasn't really going to matter, but nice answer back and some nice headshots from Octane. Now Classic through on the flank. He'll pick one up as well, and they're doing a great job. There's the ping, though. And that ping helped.
Yeah, at least, I mean, Gunless is still able to take down 1, though. So Draza gets through, but they only have a minute. They're down 5. They really have to get control of their base off a spawn. Okay, they're going for this. That's 3 dead right now. Draza, such a high game IQ. That's how much time he puts into this. Trying to find Gunless off a spawn. Does it with the gun, not the missile, but you still is a Classic. Classic has been alive inside of Tiki.
His trig is more powerful than a rocket, apparently. It's like just hitting on all levels right now. You saw him do it at a faster pace with the sub map 1, and now frying with the AR. Pristini, though, right into Tiki he goes. Another streak going to come in. Everything exhausted to close it out here, but Seattle, they have the lives advantage. 2 will drop, though, in this sequence. But Sam, still here. They'll have Tiki control. They'll lose Kitchen. They just have to hold for 25 more seconds, and you survive and win this. That might be the rallying call.
I'm just really surprised they invested both here. I know they're just trying to maybe put the game away, but it's not like they had a life advantage. There wasn't a ton of time. They were down 5 or 6 when he even used the cruise missile. It doesn't turn in anything. There was one opportunity, but they couldn't get that player out of Tiki, and that was Classic. Just able to hold the line, and then what, Draza? He finally gets taken down, comes off spawn. He's hoping that his teammates can maybe get some work done. But we've seen artilleries invested right, the player just stays alive. Basketball, the player stays alive inside a kitchen, and that just turns into nothing.
Do you rather just maybe, you have a 2 advantage, save it for a defense? Unless you have a drastic advantage.
Yeah, in case something goes wrong, right?
Well, they tried to break their back and close out the map. Surge survive. 21 and 14 out of Octane. He's on 4 in a row. And once again, they go to B. They're going to hit it. There's going to be no presence there early from Thieves. They're going to get right onto the point. Can this be an early capture? It'll be a 4-on-3 on the retake for a second.
They were going for the hard counter because they were thinking there's no way they go back to B. So they force stack it, and it kind of throws Surge off guard. There was a player inside a Zig. He sees nothing in the middle of the map. Yeah, where are they? And he's just like, oh, well, they just ran through pillars. And, yeah, they get a takedown at B. I think that's, it's good. But, again, that B break doesn't turn into much.
They'll have 2 onto A now. It'll be on TJ to try and clear them off of this. And Octane able to get to the block, but here's the push through. He doesn't really have any help here. He's going to have a one-on-one.
Neither does Octane. They split to B. They split to B, though. They split off to B. Since the second take, it didn't go down much. It was almost done. So Octane was by himself, and they just split off. I like that call from Seattle Surge. They catch LA Thieves off guard.
Well, to be fair, the rest of Thieves went back to B, I think, right? It was just TJ there. They just... I was so focused on that fight, they all just dropped as they tried to get the retake.
Yeah, they just went down mid-stairs and found 3 kills. Now, this is looking like a dominant offense. This is what I mean.
Okay.
I mean, you would love to have a streak maybe in this position. The break doesn't work out, but after that, Seattle Surge, they have run away with this round.
Come on, Surge! Come on, Surge! You're going to win your first raid! You're going to win your first series. The months you can do it! Nicky D is a special sauce they needed. And with that, we are tied up 2-2, headed to round 5.
Yeah, this is the 2v3 right here. This was it.
Okay, yeah, this is the other side of it. I said 3 of them went over. That's why I was thinking that one-on-one was so important. And then, well, they just smoked them all, I guess.
Yeah, I think they caught them kind of off a spawn. LA Thieves were probably thinking, all right, they're going to finish A. Let's get into our setup, get Tiki control, get bedroom control. And on that rotation, they all get caught. Now you have Surge on defense in round 5.
Oh. For every single map, I feel like the tables are turning every couple of minutes. And once again, it's going to happen. Maybe we'll get the first solid break out of Surge as well. Well, quite literally, it might be the first one they've had an advantage. It is. I mean, they go 3 for 1. And Gunless, what a great job finessing. Still up. Pistol pop. He chases it, and that's not going to work. The mantle difficult, and that spot Venom comes sliding out. And what was a nice opening advantage, that went away real fast.
Yeah, no, I thought for sure this was going to turn into a really good start for Seattle Surge. But
well, it was, they went 3 for 1.
And then a couple over challenges, and they lost it. They lose map control now, and this is what LA Thieves have done. But the last time through on the offense, right, you use the 2 shrieks. It's just getting to this position that they weren't able to do in the first round. Now kitchen control over to LA Thieves, and they're going to try and take B as early as they can.
And remember, this is a spot where in round 1, Surge did a pretty good job answering, right? You get the double from Gunless, the double from Bristini to stop this from happening where you get through kitchen so quickly. This time, Thieves were able to do it. But they answer back. They find all the kills. It's beautiful. Out of Classic as he gets 2 of them. And what does he do? Send it right towards the spawn. Try to stagger this as much as he can. Then right next up, Bristini. You're going to see them flying around quite a bit together as Bristini gets 2. 90 seconds to go, down 2 lives. Surprise! Oh, maybe not as much of a surprise as I thought.
Yeah, TJ has had some ridiculous kills in those sort of situations, like the one we saw Laundry side. Now just trying to find some picks, was able to find that great. You have Classic right under bedroom, able to take down Venom. There with the angle, so they have the man advantage, but the push has to come through lower. They have to fight Gunless and Octane right now winning their duels.
Yeah, it's just, that's why we were excited for this team. That's just not 2 players you want to fight in this scenario, right? That are posted on bits of cover locking it down with ARs. Like, no one wants to fight that. And it's just they haven't found success, but I think you saw for a sequence there why it can be difficult, as talented as they are.
I mean, Gunless, what a map he's having. 34 and 26, leading the way on a 3 spree. Octane 28 and 20, just not a lot of deaths for him. Inside a kitchen, though, here comes LA Thieves. They finally have some control, you would think. But yeah, Gunless and Octane slow things down. But Octane's in the spawn, so you're going to have the clock pause for a minute. There's only 30 seconds left, only 9 lives remaining for LA Thieves. They're trying to find Octane right now, and I think he just gets some unbelievable timing. Now he can play his life. He's going to go back to his teammates. To continue to play around this. A streak is in. Not going to connect with anything, but at least keeps him off it. And now Seattle Surge, 15 seconds away from winning raid control.
And they get their first win on the year. They're so close. They're so close. But who's in kitchen? I think that's Kenny. Kenny wins a big one-on-one. That's going to get him onto the point. The clock is going to stop. Venom wins one on the other side. Oh, no. Oh, no. Are things falling apart for Surge? Dear God, all Call of Duty gods above, let them get their first win. Almost to the second bit of progress. Octane gets caught flowing out.
Oh, no.
No. No. 3 drop. 4 drop. You've got to be kidding me. They're cursed. Thieves take it in the final seconds and win the raid control. Oh, I thought they had it, Joe.
It was looking like it. I mean, what a 1-2 punch you were getting from Gunless and Octane time and time again. But what is it sometimes with raid control? You only need one push. And it was Kenny inside the kitchen. You called it because he gets the one player on the point, and the player bottom bedroom has to reposition. When they have to reposition, well, that's when they get caught.
Well, let's check out Seattle's reaction. It's got to be tough. That has got to be tough. They thought they had it, and listen, I'm not biased. I know I was pulling for them a little bit there, but when a team is 0-7 on something, like, yes, there's part of me that just wants to see them win it. The underdog story. I wanted it, and whoever I asked up above did not answer as things fall apart with 7 seconds on the clock, and that's got to be a tough one to swallow because. No, it doesn't decide the series, but we call Game 3 a swing game for a reason. They win that, they're in a good spot. Now, I don't know, Joe.
Yeah, and now we take a look at the stats, and well, I mean, look at this. Venom 33 and 33, 6,300 damage from him. TJ had a really solid game as well. It was Gunless on the opposite side with Octane. Talked about them, but it was so back and forth. It looked like LA Thieves were gonna stomp them, but Seattle Surge fought back.
Yeah, it's like when both of those players were alive holding the point, they were like an unmovable force. Once Gunless dropped, like it just all started to fall apart, but it'll be a 2-1 edge as for Thieves as they take the win. They close it out in the final seconds. We'll be back with the control after this break. want you to know that I see each of you in my mentions saying that I jinxed them there, that I cursed them. They were 0-7 to that point. I don't know if I can be to blame for that.
No, it's definitely your fault. Yeah. No doubt about it.
I can be blamed for a lot of things. I do a lot of dumb stuff, but they were whatever. Blame me if that makes you feel better. I'll take it. I'll take that part for Surge.
You did start cheering for him, and then things went wrong. That's all I'm saying.
They had
was
the show. I
looking
was so
good.
excited. But hey, if you're feeling down, you can unlock a free CDL game pack or team pack with, it's gamefuel.com/CDL. I forgot the link, even though it's very, very easy. I just got, I'm like, I feel, whew, that got me all pumped up. That was a crazy finish, Joe.
You feel whole?
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I can run through a wall again.
Okay.
I say that a lot.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no, I just get really excited about Call of Duty. I love
Especially
it,
because
Joe.
your house is like made of bricks, so like you probably couldn't run through that wall.
Yeah, no. We recently found out we did all this stuff with new windows, and we got new insulation in the attic. We got new windows, new doors, because we thought it was really cold during the winter because of that. And then the guy doing the doors was like, "Yeah, your walls are brick, so they're not insulated." And I was like, "Oh, dope." So I guess I'm gonna be cold in the winter again. But Octane, map 1, he literally set up a tent, pulled out the construction kit, built a house. As the objective was all his.
Well, he built 5 houses because there's 5 hills there. So Octane, he was just the real estate empire on Apocalypse. 2 minutes and 45 seconds on that map 1. But that was their map 8. Now we go to Moscow, a little bit different for LA Thieves. Almost threw that one away. But we saw the reactions. I was more looking at like the LA Thieves because Kenny and Draza were like, that should not have come down to that moment. One of those games they'll definitely go back and watch back and say, okay, what went wrong? But they survived.
Yeah, I think probably just maybe around the streak play. I know not everything, but you get maybe hold him for the defense. He's a little smarter there. You probably close it out earlier, but they went for the dagger. Sometimes it doesn't hit.
Yeah, they were. I think you go up 2-0, it just feels like everything's kind of flowing, and no matter what, even if you lose that round, like, no, it's okay. We're a much better raid control team, but whew, I got scary.
Oh, come on, Surge. Come on, get into a game spot.
You're still going for this, huh?
Yeah, I want him to win, Joe. I love an underdog story. Well, it's not so much the underdog stories. They just haven't won in a while. I want him to win. I want to have something to feel good about, you know? Octane and I have been hanging out sometimes, talking about Path of Exile. You know, he's my boy. We're seeing if he can get it done. But Thieves have just been making the plays with TJ back in the roster. And yeah, that's been cool to watch too. To see what TJ is going to bring is, yeah, I mean, since he really, what was the first team that he really popped up? Was it that Stunner team?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
But basically, since that moment forward, I mean, he's just been a mainstay on top teams from that point onward.
Well, this is about as good as a start as you can get for Seattle Surge. I mean, 50 points?
What's that about curses now?
On this first hill, they're getting set up for second, starting on good side.
Okay.
Similar, though, to, Gunless is like, mistakes are made, but it's fine because he's going to spawn close. Octane's top police.
He got wallbanged, panicked, and grenaded himself? Or?
Well, he threw it at the wall. I thought the player was going to slide on him, so he's just hoping for a trade, but that doesn't happen.
No, it just killed him, but he's back off spawn, and Nicky D looking to get in the mix. Not a single point on the board so far for Thieves. Venom, though, with 2 openers. The classic with a little snap back. Will stay alive.
Well, he
it's
actually
the
hit
close spawn
some
for his
spawns.
teammates. Yep. I was worried with how pushed up they were, but he was so deep. They get the spawn in, and they spawn into bullets. And now they spawn the back again. And with 20 seconds left, that's going to prompt the rotation for Thieves.
I mean, that's not that bad, though. Look at that. You still have Octane and Classic actually spawn out all the way across the map. This isn't the worst thing for them because LA Thieves, they don't get a lot of time here. So this is what a good start would look like anyways on Moscow. Now they're going to have to break this third hill. LA Thieves, they need a response right now as they're going to get towards this setup. And Seattle Surge working across the map before they can make their first push.
Yeah, it's about the opposite scoreline of that map 1. Surge did such a good job answering that map. After the first 2 hard points, Thieves' turn to try and do the same. Working all the way deep side was pristine, and he found an opener from that position. Will it lead to a domino effect and maybe pressure onto the hard point? Here they come, but TJ, he's back. He's making plays around the objective. Those two give his teammates time to get back.
There's just a really good job staying alive. There is a spawn, though. Gunless spawns out. Yeah, I was going to say, there's going to be a pinch. I think LA Thieves thought all of Seattle Surge were going to spawn towards the back, but with TJ pushed up a little bit, I think he blocked that spawn for just a half second. And that, well, as we know, a half second, that could be a different spawn location. Gunless, he's going to get that scrap time. So still not perfect for LA Thieves. They do chip away at that lead, though. They get up to 31 points, but now on this street hill, a great setup as they control bank.
Okay, so they've got the setup. They're trying to bring it back, but it's Surge that has the real pressure, right? They need to win this to get it to a map 5. 3 go down. The plays from Octane and Gunless, the dynamic duo, starting to light it up. Let's go to an Astro Listen-In with Seattle Surge.
I think
TJ,
watch out there. No, fork.
I'm holding dark. Nothing back, guys.
I'm pulling out in the air. Dark right now. I spawned deep fake.
Come front. On top, we got me crossing. Yeah, tap us.
Trying to get the pinch.
With mini. Stay alive.
Mini
weak, dude.
Mini, one shot.
I got naded. He's so many.
I got him.
Good job. On top of us, shot the dead. No one bus. I'm trying to down.
On globe.
Globe Ken.
Mini. TJ super weak, far front.
Mini, absolutely. Walk at me, Mini got me down. She's out. She's already out. I'm gonna hit P2. Alright, no one globe. I'm hitting P2. Front goal window. One on new right now, Teach. He's going Esky. There's 2 on there.
I'm hitting P2. I'm going. Come and go with you.
Heading through. Alright. Okay, slide for you guys. Get it over. I don't see him close left.
P2.
Push close.
TJ one
close back.
Going outside the hill, dead.
Nice.
Globe
and half all. Half all got me. Globe.
Oh shit! I went go window.
I got Teach.
Nice.
I'm trying to save.
I'm trying to look you right.
Front go window, Kenny.
He's outside, towards outside. Dead.
Got him. I'm trying to half all here.
Half all draws a dead.
I can't
chill. Cannot chill.
Half all as well. Challenging right.
Coming Eskies.
Pursue. Two middle. They're both pushing right. They made him team kill. They team killed. That's 2.
Half all can't hit him one time.
Good time.
One shot dead.
Nice.
Another one here.
I'm going.
You guys take your time. Trophy still?
I'm challenging.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Half all.
Close right.
I'm dead.
One half all maybe?
I'll tell you where I spawn.
I need half all. I'm going rogues. Don't see him half all.
They could have spawned Eskies there.
He backed up half all. 100%.
Cross street.
Back window me. Venom 1 half all.
Free tree draws it dead.
Nice.
He's back laundry window. Back laundry window weak.
I've right. Look
He
left.
jumped back in window. Jump back in back window. He's gonna flank closet.
Many front here.
I spawned front.
He's in window. He's closet. I hit him once.
Penny one.
We gotta wrap. You guys gotta wrap up.
Upstairs.
Yeah, go
Wrap. It's fine. Alright,
We're
45 seconds,
good,
I guess. Alright, we're up by 100.
I'm going outside right now.
I don't see my middle here.
I'm outside.
I hit
him twice.
Can he die?
I'm street right now.
Don't see him globe.
It's close right time.
I'll see him close. Under half full. He's trying to push me.
One off time. Venom behind tree. Beyond tree.
I got
Venom.
Try to put one got me half full.
Kenny one shot time.
It's fine. One half full push up middle, guys.
I don't know who we're missing.
We're looking for Teach. Teach is in the bag. Teach is in the bag somewhere. Yeah.
I want to push out front, Luke.
Yo, I thought that was a great listen-in. The one thing, though, I think we both noticed, unless we missed it, was usually you'll hear, pro teams call out. Somebody's on a streak. Someone's building towards streaks. They want to make sure they kill that player. Kenny was on 6 in a row, and he got one before he dropped. I don't know if they're aware he got his streaks.
Well, they're aware now. He pinged his artillery, so they know that he has at least one. After the ping, though, it did not turn into any kills. It has not turned into anything. So they're just going to have to streak the front, maybe get on the hill. At least they get Seattle off of it. But the spawn's still going to be for Seattle Surge. They just get some map to work with. Is Draze able to find one? But that's a quick trade. It's a nice response from Seattle Surge. That's 4 dead, exactly what they needed. TJ was on a 5 spree. He got cut down. 30 seconds go away to Seattle Surge. And that 100-point lead, they go back their way with this scrap time.
And this is what we've been sort of wanting to see is, can they find a couple of the respawns they're solid on? Apocalypse was their, positive map. They were 3 and 2 there. They pushed out the 4 and 2. Here, what? 2 and 7, I believe. So they have won a couple, but it hasn't been great. The Classic in the mix. Can they continue to improve in some of these respawns? Because even though you'd love to see them more well-rounded, I don't know. I'd like to at least see them become good at something, like a good respawn team first. Then we can worry about the rest.
Yeah, 100%. So far so good. I think that first rotation, the entire first set of hills was just a bit of an odd one. When you kind of talk about it, the slaying was great for LA Thieves. There was just a lot of moments where they didn't turn it into time. But Kenny, some ridiculous shots with that Craig.
I was reading a stat in our DMs. I sort of saw that in the corner of my eye. Did he just get... Classic just got smoked, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it looked like. Okay.
Kenny can do that at times, though.
Yeah,
he's now on another 5 spree.
And he reads, he read it but gave it up, but will it matter? Under the top of the bus I go! Octane dropped his well 6 in a row as Kenny is straight twisted.
Well, now 6 in a row and trying to play for streaks.
He didn't reload his gun. The guy is cracked. He tried to reload it twice. There you go. Okay. There we go.
He's got it now. He's figured it out. But they're able to bring back the score a little bit. Now only down, 50 or so points. They have control of the hill, but it's Octane with 2 kills. Is able to find it. Streak's not going to happen. Pristini able to find the timing. That's 4 dead now for LA Thieves. They had this setup, potentially had the streaks, and the spawn out comes in. Look at this weird timing. DJ, he's just on the other side of you. And, well, now you know.
Hello. 3 down again. Graza, the last man up, and Octane trying to hunt him. Pristini from the other side. They're able to get it 5 in a row now for Octane, and quality beams out of Pristini. About to eclipse the 200-point mark. Can they close it out and push it to a 5th and final map, which would head back to Raid? They're in good position to do it here.
Yeah, you have a pinch, though. You have 2 in the back and then Venom towards the front. Venom wins his gunfight, and that should be the hill broken. Nice job by LA Thieves, but there's the response. Close spawn should be in.
It's a streak.
When we were going to listen in, they weren't able to break this last time. Can they do it this time around?
He has a streak. He has 2 streaks to work with. And Octane is just frying. Sub in hand, 9 in a row. In the first hard point, it was all about the objective time. 2 minutes and 45 seconds here. Just dropping a nuke, and, well, Graza answers back as he gets 3 there. And Thieves have kept them out of the point long enough that they can't close it out. But even if they get the rotation to 3rd, you got to think those Octane streaks will be coming into play.
We've had some ridiculous moments throughout this game.
Like individual plays,
Kenny,
right?
Yeah, Graza, Pristini, Octane, just ridiculous, montage moments throughout Moscow Hardpoint. But as you said now, 13 points away, you have those streaks. You're going to use them early on. Just break this hill, find this scrap time. And even worst case scenario, you can fight for some scrap at the end of it. But here we go. Cruise missile called in. The trade on the hill. Classic's going to get inside, and this could be it.
They closed it out. Octane, well, he's doing everything he can to. Just from head to head, snap to snap. Octane and Surge, they take both hard points. They set us up for a map 5. Yeah, I was actually wondering what player are we going to see. Sometimes it's kind of obvious which one. I had no idea. No clue.
I didn't know
there were so many.
Pick your poison, honestly. Here was TJ's. This was his little 5 spree. But Seattle Surge, I think they just took advantage early on. I don't know. There was these little moments that LA Thieves let them back into it. LA Thieves would win a rotation, then a couple of players would die. They would spawn out. I think you look at that second hill, the first bus hill for LA Thieves. That first rotation was really odd. And Seattle Surge was like, all right, well, we'll just take this time. Then the streaks come into play. Kenny's not able to break that fountain hill with the artillery. They respond with those close spawns. Seattle Surge did what they needed to do. And we're just seeing some individual plays out of Gunless, Octane, and Pristini, which is why we were so excited about Seattle Surge at the beginning of the year.
Absolutely. And it all sets up for a date on Raid for the map 5. Before we discuss that, we'll look at the stats. And I just realized, TJ slowed down big time, because I feel like him and Venom were kind of leading the way for them early, because I mentioned that during listening to you. And once Surge got rolling again late, the second half of that game, they slowed down mightily.
Hey, yeah, but it's not even slaying-wise, it's not that crazy on either side for a 100-point win. But Seattle Surge did a really good job just off that break, taking advantage of the mistakes that LA Thieves made. And now we're headed to a map 5.
And I love it. Seattle Surge fans, can they get it done here? Can they snap a losing streak? Thieves, can they get the first win back with TJ on the roster? You'll find out next, after this quick commercial break.
And TJ really set the pace on standoff, and what is a map they can do that as well? That's raid, search, and destroy. Controlling the middle of the map, so key here. LA Thieves 3-5 on this map. Seattle Surge 2-3 are going to Seattle's map pick, so you know it's looking good for them. But LA Thieves, and they're no stranger of this position. They've won a lot of game 5s as a squad together.
Oh, I want a beauty. A round 11. A 1 versus 1. Something epic between these two squads. Fist bumps are out. Players getting locked in. But yeah, neither have been like great here, right? I don't know. I don't know what to expect, especially considering the recency of the roster change.
Yeah, but yeah, from what we saw from map 2, it just looked like the LA Thieves were a step ahead in search and destroy. Can they bring that here to raid? That's the only difference. Obviously, standoff brand new.
You better hope, I guess, that was the case a little bit, right? Like, maybe not a prep thing, but like a I don't know. It's just new. It's a bit different. Some teams we've known over the course of all the years of Call of Duty esports are quicker at adapting than others. Maybe that was the case, but here, you've had the reps, you've had the time. No excuses on that front. And Pristini, he is sending it, takes a one-on-one, and it's Draza who had all the first bloods in the first search and destroy, doing it again here, but the read is on. No pinch from Water Steps. But it's Venom. He hits it right after and takes off 2 heads from a 3v2 for Surge, down to now only Octane, and they're on it.
Oh,
halfway to the
no
fuse.
angle.
They're on it. He can't see him. Kenny hits it. Round win to Thieves.
I think Kenny was right in front of him too, but yeah, I mean, he's just hoping that they're just waiting on him, trying to find him. He knows he has to check the bomb, but this is what I was talking about. The mid-map pressure by TJ and Venom. And while he had some really good timing here, TJ maybe giving him the call up, but he puts some bullets in, makes it a little bit weaker, makes it a little bit easier for him. But a good job getting those trades. And then in the 1v2, there's no hesitation. They know exactly what they want to do.
Venom, I mean, that follow-up through Water Steps. I mean, they read the first push in TJ so well, but then Venom picks 2, and it looks different from there. Just one of those rounds you look back at and wish you closed out if you're Surge. It's going to be a one-on-one. Again, Pristini and Draza, and once again, Draza with the first blood. I feel like I'm going to say it every round.
Then there's the response. Middle of the map, they know is open. There's only one player there. Usually you have a 2-man setup. Pristini was the player, and Venom just continues to go. He had such a great map, too. He is keeping it going here in map 5. 4-0 start. Putting that bomb down. Gunless now in a 1v3. He's got a lot of work to do. I would not be surprised if he just jumps off the ledge. Well, to see what he wants to do, but it looks like he's going to go for it for now. Maybe find a pick or two. I just would not want to give Venom any more. Okay, so now I'm just going to back away.
What did he start? Was it 5-0 or 6-0?
6-0.
6-0? The map 2, yeah. There we go. Off the ledge he will go. Don't want to feed anything else. Potentially over to Venom. But after the hot start map 2, what, they answered back with 3 of their own. You just like to not go in that hole again if you can. This is a huge round coming up for Surge. Does something need to change a little bit maybe for Pristini in the sense of, do you just keep doing your thing? Or, I mean, he's going to be the aggressive guy. He's taking these one-on-ones. Just draws us at his number.
Yeah, I mean, he's always gonna take it. I mean, that's just the type of player he is. He's trying to find those openings and just losing those gunfights. I mean, that was just a ridiculous angle from Draza there in that round, too. But they're going to go towards A. Towards the middle of the map, controlled by TJ and Venom. TJ able to find the first blood this time. And now you can kind of go into a spot where you can play the retake. If they get the bomb down, you play with those numbers.
Well, Pristini has been alive for a combined 20 seconds.
It doesn't help.
He's been first blood all 3. Yeah, and yes, I get it taking those ones. I understand it, but they're in a 3v hole. Well, 3v4 hole.
He just got caught on the cross. I mean, he just got caught.
It's different.
It's a little bit different.
But still, I mean, it's been like a 3v4 after the opening seconds. Well, the turrets hitting the shots. Continue to hit. They're bringing it back. Now it's a one-on-one. Draza versus Octane. What a huge round it is for Surge. Down 0-2 in this map 5.
Octane's
got the bomb.
Yeah, I heard him pick it up.
He's hitting it. Does he get there in time to catch him? He does. Draza takes the one-on-one. Thieves up 3-0.
Who is it? I mean, just they almost pull it out. It's Octane and Gunless. They just, yeah, the 2v4 makes something a little crazy. Luckily, Draws is there, and he doesn't re-peek anything. He buys his time, a little patient. You see the smile on his face. He rotates, waits for that objective to get picked up, and only just guesses the right side where Octane's going to plant the bomb. Almost make it happen. But, yeah, look at that. Look at 2 and 3. 0-6 from your submachine guns. And as you said, Pristini's just been the one getting caught. And that time it's fast. I mean, this is just it's so early, yeah.
Yeah, no, they have not had 4 players alive for more than 15 seconds to start each round.
And look at the position now of TJ. Look at where he is. He's all the way basketball. They're going to see this cross, but Kenny's already going to have the bomb down. If you try to rotate through backcourt, which Octane's going to do, this is going to be a free kill for TJ. Hello. And now you're in a 2v4 in an almost impossible retake scenario. Oh, well.
Okay,
nice
well, that
catch.
describes how Pristini's game is gone. That time, it's a stick right as he peaks. Got to be some frustration setting in for Surge. Down 0-4 and clean and clinical from Thieves.
Yeah, just again, right? Just they're trying to get some early ring control A side. Lastly, though, he gets caught in right away. There's a reaction from LA Thieves. What they're setting up is a B plant, and TJ just takes that position away from them. Just one step ahead right now. And, well, always one man ahead right now.
Well, the call might have come in to slow things down a little. Just maybe with what we were talking about, as someone just was getting caught so early every round. They play a little bit slower, but it does not matter. Another first blood. A bit deeper in the round, but it's Kenny this time. As Kenny and Draza account, I think 4 of the 5 first bloods. Ugh, just gets out.
I was going to feel really bad for Pristini if he just ended up with 0 kills, because he's had a couple of ridiculous rounds, almost gets unlucky there. Players getting away from him. Just able to find one, but Octane now has to get the bomb. And they have just taken over your spawn, so good luck.
And Kenny with the headshots as Octane tries to peak. My hope of a round 11 seems impossible second by second, as Thieves are nothing other than dominant in this map 5. And it's been, maybe it's nice to see with Surge like that. Maybe they can become a strong respawn team. Maybe we'll see some improvements in the control. They win both hard points, but seems to be some work to be done in Search, that's for sure.
And the problem is, though, is you just don't have a lot of time, right? Like, you're talking about there's got to be some work done. We don't have a lot of matches left. Stage 4 and Stage 5. You're basically hoping that maybe if Stage 4 doesn't go their way, or you're hoping for Major 4, Major 5, where they can potentially go on a run. That's basically it right now with the way some of these early matches are going.
Well, Kenny's on 7 in a row. That streak finally comes to an end. Another 1 versus 1. This one for the map. Iceman versus Gunless. There's a ton of time left on this. Gunless seems just going to play the 50-50 for now. Maybe lurk around B and then play the retake.
Well, if he sticks to this, this will work, because TJ's headed this way. It's just, what time is he going to get? I mean, is either player going to get? And, well, it's going to work out for Gunless there, as you said, in that 50-50. Just picking a site. TJ plans at the other one. Okay, I got time to work across the map. With man advantage, if LA Thieves are going to win that one, Kenny calls in the ping on the artillery. Gunless able to make those plays.
Well, I know you're always a fan of playing the 50-50, right? Like, just play the site. They plant the other one, you get the information. Yeah, you play the retake, you at least have an idea where they are. Instead of just sort of, roaming between sites and maybe getting caught.
Yep, 100%.
So it works out for Gunless. They'd have to pull off 6 straight. First part done. Surge working on a miracle. First blood for Gunless. Draza, though, able to take down 2, so the numbers will be even after that sequence. Good position and win there from Kenny. Down to another 1 versus 1. Pristine, no ammo. He can't finish it. Thieves take the map 6-1. And with TJ back in the lineup, they'll get the W. The best play from the round is Draza with the 2 in the mid crossfire. They look good in Search, man. I mean, the hard point not great for Thieves, but in the Search, I mean, outside of a couple of rounds, they were dominant.
Yeah, I mean, but then you think about the control. I mean, that one hurts Seattle Surge big time. Just the way they lost that round 5. LA Thieves, you know, I think Apocalypse definitely outplayed Moscow. There was a lot. I don't know. There was a lot of weird scenarios. I think they're going to go back and be very frustrated. But you can see there, 8-match losing streak for Seattle Surge. They got to turn things around quickly. I mean, it's crunch time. What they need, I think, it's like 80 points to tie for that 8th seed. But we'll see. Yeah. I mean, they look solid. They're in the respawns for sure. But the search and destroy's got to be better.
Yeah, if anyone thought I was biased, yeah, I was. I wanted Seattle to win. I really did. Like, they had the longest losing streak in the CDL. I want to see them turn it around. They made a roster change. You want to see improvements, but it's not going to happen in this particular series. Thieves are able to get it done with some stellar search and destroy play. But, yeah, I mean, I guess you said there's some positives for sure. With the hardpoint and the control, like, you should have probably won the control. But you're not able to do it. Well, and again, if you use streaks better, if you're Thieves, you probably close it out earlier. But, I mean, for the duo, right? I mean, in that map 5, what was it? Classic was 1 and 7. I don't know what Pristini ended up with, but he was struggling early, and I think he got a couple of kills. It was just, they were getting picked apart by the setups that you saw from Thieves. But let's take a look at our scuff play of the game. We're going to see the best moment from this particular map 5 as we'll check it out one more time. It's going to be Draza.
Yeah, just one of those first bloods they were able to find. That was, TJ just watching that cross. But this comes down to the 1v1 with Draza. Octane and Gunless, they're ready for this 2v4 push. And some great positionings. They're able to play their lives. You have the crossfire looking over. TJ's trying to overpeak, but Draza is there, able to find that kill. And he's just taking his time. I think some players in that scenario, because they know Octane's position, probably immediately go for a re-challenge. But he just takes his time. And to hear that objective being picked up, and well, Octane's thinking, okay, he was back laundry, he could be rotating, but I'm just going to go for the plant and try to give myself the advantage. Draza able to catch him on the bomb, gives him that 4-0 lead.
And yeah, that was weirdly, like, a lot of 6-1s in search aren't very entertaining, but that one was probably just because, like, what was 3 or 4 1v1s count too?
Yeah.
So there were some incredibly fun moments, and overall, just a fun series to cast. Hope you guys enjoyed it at home, but Surge will look to rebound maybe tomorrow, see if they can get a win. Thieves find success, and we've got more matches to come. We're going to be headed to break. On the other side of it, you'll have Nameless, Study, and Lottie discuss the match.
Obviously not the performance we wanted today. I don't really have words to describe how I want to say upset I am for that. Guys, it was 3-2 in favor of the LA Thieves. Seattle Surge, we unfortunately did not take this one home, but I do want to say that I was really surprised watching that performance. Okay, Hardpoint was a whole turnaround. That's not a team I've seen in our possession in a long time. We were doing phenomenal on respawns, even Control, which we have one of the worst losing streaks on, I think, I've seen. We played a lot better than we normally have. I do want to say our respawn game seems to be taking a complete turnaround. It seems we've been a lot more serious about it. A lot of practice has gone into that. I wish we had some newer strategies, maybe some different things we could try out. Search and destroy. Not at all what I was expecting. I want to say embarrassed. I'm going to put it simply like that. I'm going to keep it blunt with you guys. You guys are a very prominent search and destroy team. One of the best rosters for search I have ever seen put together. And the performance was not there today at all. I don't think either search and destroy match was really too amazing to watch. I think the first one scared me, but the second one was just absolutely brutal on us. And unfortunately, that's just the truth of it. So I'm hoping we regroup. I think the ARs showed up at different times again. There was a time when I saw Octane and Gunless absolutely just violating everyone who crossed their paths. It was a bro feed all the way through and through. You just kept seeing headshot. That control game from the two of them and their performance was good. Search and destroy, obviously, just where we're slacking right now as well. The teamwork was a lot more, I want to see cohesive. I think there's definitely some areas we could work on with that. Classic, I want to see less bait from you in terms of you being the bait for the team. I don't think you were baiting anybody. I just think that you kind of pushed and were the initial draw to everyone's gunfire. And yeah, cool, some praise happened from that, but I think we can do better. I think we can turn that all around. I really hope we do. Guys, 3-2 in favor of the Thieves. We're not out of this yet. I think that was a really good intro for stage 4 for us. I think we're back next Thursday against FaZe. I'll be here, guys. I'm really excited for it. I really am. I think this team has some of the craziest potential out of the last few rosters we've had, and I'm hyped for it. I really am. I'll be here every step of the way. Guys, if you want to look as good as our players do, remember shop.seattlesurge.gg. You can get hoodies, t-shirts, merch, and more. Champion is on the way, guys, which means we got to be champions as well. All right, remember, round them out, and I'll be back next time. Seattle Surge.